Hello, sir. How can I help you?
Oi, put the money in the bag, you bloke.
Excuse me.
Listen, I don't want to blow your brains out, but if I have to, put the fucking money in the...
Tim, where'd you get that funny accent
Excuse
from?
me, this is a bloody robbery. Wait, hold on.
What, Tim? We've been practicing a number of things in order to bring back your memory.
Memory.
You're here at the hospital. The hospital, remember? We've been doing this for about 30 years now. Like clockwork, I head on out of my semi to my personal vehicle and set route back to home. And without fail, I look to my left to see a line of cars using the ATM at their local bank. Today, we're going to be talking about SoFi. Is it a buy or sell? What is the set price that analysts have for this very stock? All that and more coming up. But before we do, ¿qué pasa familia de dinero? I'm your host, Hatcher, a truck driver on the detour towards wealth, and I hope that you join us on the journey. I want to say a huge round of applause to everybody that's been subscribing. We're on a mission to 1,000 subscribers before January 31st. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope that we get to it. And if you're new to the channel, we provide entertainment and education. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a crystal ball. So for everybody, let's go ahead and check out the stock SoFi. We have the stock chart up here, and as you guys can see, when we initially covered it, it was already around the $11, $12 range and heading on up. And concurrently, it's sitting above $18. Amazing moves from SoFi. And last time, people were worried, were we actually going to hold steady at the $15 range? I believe last time we talked, and it's been sitting, consolidating, and slowly falling. But now, with amped up news of its earnings coming January 27th, we're seeing it raise again. Now, I would say history doesn't dictate the future, and this time we have a significant catalyst being Trump in office saying this. Shout out to Reuters for this video. Let's check it out.
America is back and open for business.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Thursday addressed the global leaders at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, promising his second term will forego free market norms inside the U.S. and out.
I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil.
In his speech, broadcast from Washington, D.C., Trump demanded lower oil prices and that interest rates drop worldwide.
I'll demand that interest rates drop immediately, and likewise, they should be dropping all over the world.
So why did I play this? And regardless of your political side, this is going to be very important, because if you want to make money, it's better for the market overall if we get lower interest rates. Why is that? This gives companies the ability to borrow money for less. And this is significant. On top of that, if companies can borrow money for less without having to pay high interest rates, that can kind of trickle down to the average person that's trying to get a car loan, maybe a personal loan, or credit cards, for instance. With this down, people are able to spend more. That boosts the economy. And so with this order, we had the Fed saying that they were only going to cut maybe twice, if that. And now he's saying that, hey, we want lower prices, and so he's putting this in place. Now, is this actually going to happen? We would have to see. Let's check out this article. SoFi Technologies Q4 pre-earnings, here's what to expect. SoFi Technologies is set to announce its Q4 2024 earnings on January 27th. Shares of this fintech platform and online bank have rallied more than 127% over the past year, driven by solid Q3 results, strong execution, and the company's plan to shift toward fee-based revenue streams. Wall Street analysts expect the company to report earnings per share of 0.04 up to 0.02 per share in the same quarter last year. We have the analysts coming in and saying that they have a consensus rating of a hold for SoFi. We have 4 sells, 5 holds, and 5 buys. So it's kind of neutral all over, as you guys can see on the indicator. Now, the consensus price is $11.71 for the evaluation. Concurrently, $18 is being the high, and average of $11.71. So take that for what it is. Low being $3, which would be drastic in a kill. So we can typically, and I'll give you guys my idea, that we're seeing an uptrend. Now, what does that mean? Let's keep going. So we have the upcoming Of course, as we mentioned, January 27th, the actual EPS on October 29th was 0.05, beating it by 1. Now, coming up, 0.4 or less than a penny. And if we look over the earnings history, it looks like they have definitely been beating the expectation year over year. And that's why we see such a bullish movement for SoFi. But overall, let me give you guys my idea real quick. Okay, so last time when it came down to earnings, it was a little shifty. A lot of individuals didn't know if SoFi was actually going to be again, and it did. And we saw an initial drop. That week, I actually uploaded a video and said, don't worry, we'll regain that price by this point, and it did. You could verify it. And so I was very much bullish that when it comes to companies that are trying to do something absolutely brand new, you have the retail investors that are willing to back up something new. But when it comes down to institutional buyers and Wall Street, they're hesitant. When we look at the fear and greed index at CNN, it's concurrently neutral. Do we have the ability to move substantially when it comes down to the earnings release? Now, I do believe SoFi would have to absolutely blow it out the water in order for us to see $25. Now, I do see it possibly raising all the way to 22 at the max, but 25 to me is a little bit of a stretch. SoFi has not remained quiet. It's actually producing commercials. Let's check out this one. How did they get that as a period or a pyramid?
Before my mom passed, she told me to play big, play for something bigger than myself. Now, my ambition is to play so I can help and inspire others. That's why I joined SoFi. They help people save, spend,
how did they do that?
Borrow, and invest toward financial independence so they can realize their ambitions, no matter what they're playing for. SoFi.
Okay, so SoFi definitely has been working with content creators, and that was a big push, especially with their customer base. Of course, they have their commercials and whatnot, but I also do believe that if they work with streamers, which I don't know if they have or 100%, but if they work with streamers, they can open a whole new thing. They have to make banking, they have to make the young individuals think it's cool to be banking with SoFi. Just be like, hey, if they get with the content creator, if they get with somebody that is just hot right now, they say, man, I put my money straight into SoFi. There's no question about it. Then you got young people that keep on hearing this. They would no doubt probably have to look into SoFi because they're looking up to some of these content creators. I myself hold SoFi. I believe in the company. I like what they're doing. I've seen them on multiple different occasions when it comes down to TV. And so for me, I love SoFi as a company. I think that they're severely undervalued when it comes down to their stock price, but it does have to make sense. We're going to be reviewing the earnings statements when it comes out January 27th. And is SoFi a buy? To me, $18 is a little bit high. In my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a crystal ball, but I definitely have to say $18 to me is a little bit of a stretch. 14, 15, I would have gotten in. That was kind of the consolidation period. That was our support level. $11, as I mentioned, is that it could possibly drop to. History does prove that as soon as earnings release, there's a big push before then and then a drop after. Make sure to join the Patreon in order for you to get my plays. And with that being said, familia de dinero, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next video. Adios.
I'm looking for you. I'm an alien boy, dropping all your